Hi.
Hi.
Nika's back to help me narrate our Miasmata walkthrough part 6. You left us on top of a mountain, somewhat stranded, with no obvious way down, and we just wanted to map that last bit of coast up here in case there was a hut that we'd missed. But our first issue was trying to work out how to get down the mountain. So I think you came up with the genius idea of heading northwest just to see if there was another path available.
Well, I think we just didn't have any other options at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And so, sure enough, we came here, grabbed some water, and there is a little bit of a path down here, which is good news. But it's guarded by El Bestio. So came back here to try and get away from the beast, and that kind of worked okay. It got bored and wandered off. And picked up a rock while I was trying to drink and thought, well, I'll hang on to the rock, you never know.
It may be a good luck rock.
Exactly, a good luck rock, a four-leafed clover rock. And then came down here and I thought, well, actually what we can do is if we come down this bit of the path, the beast will come up to see us because there's no way we're going to get down there. And then I can run up here, go past the beast and drop down behind it because it won't be able to climb that bit of cliff face as effectively as we did. So I'm like, shimmy down, shimmy down. Oh, we fell.
Not.
And then I'm thinking the beast is still really on our case and this is not going to go away. So I just went for a flying leap off here, hoping for the best. And that made you pretty uncomfortable, but apart from nearly drowning, it actually turned out okay.
I just decided to look the other way when you start nearly drowning.
Exactly. We weren't looking at anything. We weren't carrying anything, sorry. We weren't carrying any plants, and we had plenty of medicine. So, I mean, the worst that would happen is we'd die, and we just saved. So it actually wasn't such a bad plan, and it worked out quite well. Then I think you wanted to investigate this bonfire, and it actually suited us both quite well because it revealed that map, both of which we're a bit finicky about. Must reveal all the map. And then we decided to head down to that land bridge there. So that involved just heading south along the coast, trying to keep away from the beast. I just wanted to light the fire, but in the end gave up because the beast turned up. And so we just proceeded down here to the hut that we'd been at a while back. And it was actually when we were at that hut, I think, that we found a note to investigate Agent Y at the northeast of the island, which is why we ended up taking the detour.
Yes.
But there's the hut. And from there, we headed just across this land bridge here. So basically just heading southwest to areas uncharted. And then the beast turned up again, I think in a couple of seconds. Dum, dum, dum. Here it is. And so I figured we'd just run for it. There'd be something to hide behind here. And sure enough, there's a rock. So we played the rock dancing game here, which seems to be a pretty effective way of dodging the beast, although it got pretty close there and there and there. So maybe I'll take that back. But eventually, if you hide behind a rock, there it is, beast. If you hide behind a rock for long enough, eventually it will get bored. And it often has not, I mean, it's actually not too bad at pathfinding its way around, but it needs to have line of sight to stay interested. So I was like, well, where are we at this point? And I thought we were just right by the land bridge. And sure enough, just coming down to here so that we can find some landmarks to map against. There we go. We weren't too far from where I thought we were. So then I think we just decided to carry on. There's a statue over there as well of what looks like a beast, and I wanted to investigate it, but it was way too far to swim. But I'm still a little bit curious to know what might have been out there.
We should have returned all the way across and tried to swim across.
Oh, once we had the cure?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been such a sweet plan. Once we had the cure, we should have just mapped out the entire island.
We can always do that another time.
Yes, when we have absolutely nothing else to do.
Exactly. Coming back just to map a game that we've already finished.
Can anyone say OCD?
So we got up high, another fine recommendation from you, got some mapping done, and continued our way around here. You wanted to swim across that gap, but I was adamant that it wouldn't work. And because
I think it was a good idea.
You still think it was a good idea? We'd have drowned. We drowned swimming like 3 feet, and that's about 50.
We have like 20 different medicines in our little notebook thing.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, we'll never know. Maybe we can come back and do that too.
Fine. One day.
One day. So anyway, continued on around here, and we were just kind of not checking it out really, just mapping the coast. And then I noticed on the map as we were getting closer that there's actually a hut over here to the left, or to the west, I should say, there. And so we figured with nightfall coming in fast, we would just
Might as
continue.
well.
Sorry, baby?
Yeah, might as well just run towards it.
Yeah, exactly. So heading there, and yeah, just mapping out the coast because this is the opposite side of the coast from I think outpost Draco or Draco where we started off. And so I tagged this hut previously just because it was an obvious landmark on the other side and it had been useful for navigating our way down there. And we get to here and actually find a pretty useful note about which one? The brain stimulant drug, which we've already manufactured at this point, but it revealed a good old chunk of the map, which we didn't previously have there. So that was nice. See, it just revealed the rest of the coast and a bit there on the east too. And so we figured that's where
That
one
was
was.
useful.
Hey? So anyway, we went to sleep. And in the morning, decided to head north and just try and map out a bit of this landmass. And actually, it was kind of tough. Even from this high point, there weren't a lot of landmarks to see just because of the tree cover everywhere. So that didn't
Why
make
did we
it.
try going north? There was nothing up north.
Well, we had a huge segment of, see here, we've got this whole chunk of this landmass unmapped, and I kind of wanted to uncover it in case we came across a hut.
Okay, fair enough.
But our plan was basically to head north a little bit, try and map a chunk of that, and then head west over to the point that we'd actually gone, you know, the where we very first started off when we came to that thin bit of river. Because now we had the
Yes.
Herculean tonic, we figured we could swim across it. So just doing the land bit, and that was a pretty sweet bit of land. I think, as you said, Neek, it was amazing because it was a full circle of map.
It never happens.
I know, it was pretty amazing. But there is the thin bit of coast that we wanted to head to, the area that we wanted to cross, where the beast had chased us last time when we'd really lost our bearings. And now we're up here. We, excuse me, we can't find an easy way down. So I kind of have a look there and it looks like it might be possible. So a very slow shimmy down these ruins here, risking life and limb, and then very nearly fell off there. And I remember a few times at this bit sitting back in my chair, pushing backwards, just being like, whoa! As if sitting back in your chair will adjust your center of gravity in the game. But sliding down here, finally found like a slightly dodgy way down. And there we are on the coast. So we grabbed a bead to find out where we were. And we're right there by this point that we wanted to cross, which is great news. So it couldn't have actually worked out better. Well, it could. We took the Herculean tonic here, thinking we'll swim across that gap.
Genius.
I know, it was an amazing idea. And, you know, figured that we wouldn't be drowning. And it's just a land bridge there, which wasn't obvious from where we were standing. So that was a complete waste of Herculean tonic. And then I wanted to head up this side because I'd seen some interesting looking plants, and there was also a hut that bore investigation.
Fair enough. I
I'd
agreed.
Yep, I'd seen the plants from the other side, and so I was like, okay, they're quite big plants. I wonder what they're going to do and how useful they're going to be. But it turns out, as you'll see in a bit, they actually turned out just to be palm trees with some dead leaves that looked a bit different. But just continuing up here was the hut that we'd seen from the other side. And I don't think we'd mapped it at this point, but I just remembered it being here. And the beast is being kind of a pain. So I think we just decided to run in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, it's behind us. I was trying to pick up a flaming branch, but there weren't really any around. And there's a fire to light, which keeps the beast away a bit. It's slightly nervous about fire. But there was the hut. Wasn't much in there of any importance, I don't think. Maybe there's a little bit of a note.
Yep.
So there was a note from Dr. Sanchez about the world outside, and then a map on oh, that's right, the purple, fleshy purple fruit and the large jungle flower. Now, we'd lucked out and found a large jungle flower in the previous playthrough, just by falling down a hill, and it was right in front of us. So that was quite good news. But from here, I think this was what, Polaris?
No, this one's Tau.
Oh, that's right, it's Tau. So we will find a note on that later. But we decided to go for the large jungle flower, or the fleshy, whichever the one we didn't have, which was quite nearby.
The
And
eggplant, really.
sorry?
It's the eggplant.
Yeah, the eggplant, exactly. We wanted to make a run for the eggplant and then head to the hut that was nearby just in time for nightfall. But this place is all quite hilly, although there's a lot of grass around, so you know it's going to be slopes. You can both climb up and down, and climbing down is really the more important bit. It's very, very easy to go up in this game. It's much harder to go down. So from there, all we needed to do was head south just a little bit, and hopefully we'd come across this obvious blue plant. And sure enough, there is a chunk of it just over there. But coming up here, there was one right here for us, which was nice. So that is the second part of the strength and muscle emphasis drug, which is going to allow us to run faster and swim faster, which is good news. And also,
Did you see any difference with it?
do you know what? I noticed that we got fatigued less frequently. We also were able to climb much steeper slopes once we've done
Which
it.
is very useful.
Yeah, it really is. Getting down actually was still a problem, so I'm not sure that it was of benefit really, because all it meant was that you were able to put yourself into more danger. But anyway, it helped with getting away from the beast a couple of times. But we headed up here again to try and get a bead on where we were, and I thought we were around there somewhere. But then we saw these ruins, which meant that we were actually close to the edge of the map. Fortunately, the other ruins were just behind us there, so I was able to get a pretty decent map. And that meant that we just had to head sort of directly east, due east. These ruins seem to be quite helpful. They had all sorts of stairs and stuff, which obviously makes navigating the slopes much, much easier. But what was frustrating is coming around here, I think we found some stairs on these ruins. There we are there. So all we need to do is find the path and get to where we need to be. But coming down these ruins, I'm like, okay, well, we're in pretty good shape now. And then I've been super careful and making a real effort to find a safe way down. And I think we come down here, find some steps, and it's all going very well. And then just down here, for no reason at all, I think I fall over. So we are basically on the path now. There we go. Yeah, here, fall over, just for no reason, walking down what is nothing, but it's not the end of the world. We've made...
a bit of a stumble, really.
Yeah, exactly. There's the beast. Stupid beast. Run away from the beast.
And I think at this point it was getting kind of late.
It was, yeah, it's time now, and we've timed it quite well. There's a new plant there that we found, which I think did an energy stimulant, and then also that's the map tonic plant, and there is the hut. So we came up here and investigated the new plant that we found there, and then pretty much called it a night. I think we basically went to sleep. So we will see you in the next video. Lots of love, bye! You going to say bye, Nika?
No.
Okay, we'll see you in the next video.